Do we need to get tougher on fly tippers? And we're taking a trip down memory lane with actor Michael Brandon, who played Lieutenant... I know. He played James Dempsey in Dempsey and Makepeace. Expect Hollywood secrets, including a dramatic helicopter ride with Joan Collins. I know, but it's competition time now, and you only have 2 sleeps before lines close on Friday. You could win a motorhome worth over £80,000 and £60,000 in tax-free cash. Oh, they're good. Jake Quickenden has taken the prize on tour. Where are you today, Jake?
Hey up, Cole. Yeah, I'm in Brighton. And it's absolutely lovely here. Look at the weather. The beach is full. We're at Beach Tennis UK having a bit of a knockabout, and I've got such an amazing competition for you guys. It kicks off with this motorhome worth £80,000. It sleeps 4. It's got a shower room, a bathroom, a kitchen. Just imagine the memories you can make in that. But not only that, we're also throwing in £60,000 in tax-free cash to spend on whatever you want. So that makes it a prize package of £140,000. But you've got to be quick because lines are closing on Friday, and we'll be calling the winner live on air next week. I'm going to have a knockabout call. Kelly, well done on the marathon. Here are all the details. For your chance to win £60,000 and a motorhome, text prize to 62525. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. Go to the website, entries cost £2. Call 09068 782525. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to 8018 PO Box 7558 Derby DE1 0NQ. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close on Friday the 2nd of May at 3 p.m. We'll be calling the winner live during Good Morning Britain, Lorraine, This Morning or Loose Women after all entry routes have closed. Good luck. I got a bit distracted from the tennis, I'm not going to lie. Make sure you get your entries in really quick. I'm enjoying an ice cream. The sun is shining, the heat wave it is full effect. I just spat at the camera, but who cares, we're having fun. Get your entries in, guys.
Thank you, Jake. And I remember you overtaking me during the marathon.
Yeah, I gave you a little tap and said, well done, keep going, but it was a hot one, wasn't it?
It was
really
so
hard.
Well done to you. I did check on your socials afterwards to see how quick you did it on. You did amazing. You did amazing.
Thank you so much. It would have been even better if it wasn't as hot. Do you know what I mean?
You did it right.
To be fair, Jake, that's why I didn't do it. But lovely to see you. Thanks so much. See you soon. Now then, have you ever cheated on your boss? No. Well, apparently more people are doing what is being called polygamous. Polygamous, couldn't even say that. Polygamous working, where they are taking on more than one full-time job. So, Janet, do you think there's anything wrong with that?
Well, if I remember when I was a boss and I found out that people were doing more than one job that I didn't know about in the time that I was paying for, I'd say there was stealing. I would say that doing 2 jobs at once when you're taking a full salary for both jobs is cheating on both bosses. But I think what's happened since COVID and people have started working from home, that they think about bosses differently. I mean, they think, you know, people have lost a lot of respect for the whole idea of going into work, of loyalty to the boss. I think that's all gone out of the window. And I also think that people think they can work anywhere. Anywhere can be the office. So somehow people think I can work from home, but I can also work on the phone on the train. Now, I find that I don't mind people working on the computer on the train. I think that's OK, as long as no one can read what's on your screen. But I've actually sat on trains and I've heard housing officers and civil servants and people who should know better doing their business on the phone at full volume on the train. And I just think that's wrong for all sorts of reasons.
But do you not think, though, you know, in today's society as well, when, you know, cost of living, everything is risen, that people, as long as they're doing both jobs or whatever, however many jobs they're doing, and they're doing them well, and they're doing what's expected of them, then I don't see that there's a problem why they would do 2 jobs if they want to get the money that they need.
I do feel like people are working doubly hard for half the money
that's
these
what
days.
I mean,
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I know, like, if someone comes to my house and you know, I needed like a path laying the other week and they said, oh, it's going to take us a week, it will take like 3 men to do it. And I have to say, are you going to be here every day? Like, or are you working on, like, am I paying for 5 days work, or am I just paying for the path to be laid? Because, like, you know that they're going to come in, put a fork in the ground, and then go off to another job, and one's going to go off to another job, and they are juggling, and you can't hold it against them because they're doing everything they can, but you just need to know what you're getting.
Yeah, so jobs are priced by the job, not by
the day.
Not by the day. In the olden days, yeah, jobs were priced by the day. But yeah, I agree with both you and Colleen. It's understandable that when people are short of cash, you can't blame them for doing everything they can to pay the household bills. But where it's all gone a bit wrong is that the productivity in this country has actually flatlined. We're actually not working as hard as we used to work. We just aren't, because people value their leisure time more. They think about work differently. There's been a big shift in how people look at work over the last decade, and definitely since COVID. So people don't have that loyalty to the job or to the boss.
I've worked with people that also have only ever had flexible working. They've never done a 9 till 5, 5 days a week. Yeah. They've only ever been in the office 2 or 3 days a week, and that's all they know. And they can't even get their head around the fact that I still go in every single day. They're like, how do you do that? But I guess it's just...
Well, I just think if they're doing both jobs well, then what's wrong with that, honestly? Because sometimes they do need the money or whatever. Yeah. Sometimes they have to do overtime, or sometimes they have to have 2 jobs.
Who's checking up? If you're a civil servant...
Well, if you're not checking up, then you're not a very good boss.
If you're a civil servant, you sign secrecy, so how can you do your job all over the place? That's what you can do. You can do your job from home, but not in a public place.
OK, well, yes, moving on now. The government wants councils to crush vans used to fly tip rubbish, and have even proposed prison sentences of up to 5 years. So, do we need to get tougher on fly tippers, Kelly?
Yes. Absolutely. We really do. I mean, I live in town now, but I used to live in the countryside, and we inherited this little patch of land, like a paddock. And I tried to keep it so beautiful. I put wildflower seeds down, and I can't tell you the amount of times I went up there to find just fly tipping all over the land. And I would call up the council, and of course they won't come and collect it because it's on private land. And it became so expensive because a lot of it was asbestos. It was stuff that maybe the tips wouldn't accept. So I just think the councils need to provide places for people to take this stuff, because if they're not going to have anywhere for it to go, they will just put it anywhere, on the streets, in your garden, down alleyways, wherever they can,
and
really.
Stop charging for everything.
Yeah, this is it. So I just think the council, they just need to work more with us.
Realistically, obviously something needs to be done. But when they're talking about up to 5 years in prison, you know, we also have topics on here where we're saying that it's disgusting that prisons are overrun and murderers aren't even getting 5 years in prison. So that is just...
It's a bit too extreme.
That's just too extreme. No one's going to go... I don't think is going to go to prison for 5 years. I do think the fines should be more. I do think it's terrible, but I also think... I don't know about you, Linda, but like you've just said, you know, I was living with 7 people at one point where I live now, and I got given 1 recycling bin and 1 normal bin, and I had to pay for any other bins, which even if you pay for them, you don't actually own. You have to pay every year.
Yeah.
And then they won't take the rubbish, so then I'm storing the rubbish in the garage so the animals can't get it, and I don't want rats ever. And it almost becomes impossible. Then I got a skip, which was great, and I threw everything in there.
Would you object to people putting stuff in your skip? Yeah.
Would I object to people putting stuff in my skip?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you're all
I even object to people. I would like to say, I object to people going in my skip and taking things out.
Why? Oh, no, that is ridiculous.
No, I just find that such an invasion of my privacy. I've had skips on the driveway, neighbours are just climbing in there, taking stuff out. I know I don't want it, but I don't want my neighbours knowing what I put in. I don't know.
Well, you've got
just
a little bit of it.
No, I just can't. I got so upset about it.
No, you need to get
I get really mad about fly tipping in the countryside. I mean, like Kelly said, it just shows a complete lack of respect for green spaces. And I love walking.
Yeah, I agree.
Last year I went walking. Look at this. I went walking near Great Yarmouth by the River Yar in a nature park where I parked the car. The first thing I saw was all of that. That is absolutely in a newly created nature park. It's absolutely disgusting. The thing is, though, the government has said, oh, we've given the council 7% more money, and some of that in their annual budget, and some of that must go to dealing with fly tipping. That's the word "some" that bothers me. The fact is, it's very expensive to chase up all these people, and it turns out that fly tipping's increased by 20% over the last 5 years. But there's only 2 councils that have been super successful in prosecuting and identifying offenders. So if only 2 councils have have done this of 60% of the offences, it shows you that most councils are not on top of it at all. I think don't send the people to prison, make them go around compulsorily community service, clearing it all up.
Yeah.
You know, oh, yeah, but they have to catch them first.
Yeah, you've got to identify
They've got to
them.
catch them first.
I think catching them is so difficult. Every time you pay for someone to clear your house, you really need to know where that stuff is going to end up.
Yeah, you do.
And at the moment, that legislation's not in place.
Yeah.
True. Very well said, Janet. Thank you. Still to come, Linda will be sharing a recent Hollywood connection. And as William and Kate, she has no idea what I was talking about. And as William and Kate are pictured to mark 14 years of marriage, how important are anniversaries? And can you really rekindle the honeymoon period? That's next.